All right, you're welcome back to Heroic Online Institute. So I want to quickly take this opportunity to edit the project of one of my students, Ekene. I just opened your project right now. I'm in the other page of your project. And looking at your project, I can't actually say that I'm very much cleared with the challenge you are facing, but I'll play around with some of the things here. I believe what I'm going to do here will help you a lot to solve the problem. Okay, this is where the main container is. The main container contains the sidebar and the content. Okay, so I'm not actually referring to the original video I made for you. Okay, but what I'm going to do, some of the things I'm going to do, I think it will help you a lot to understand how to go about this. But before I continue, please always try to follow my video as much as you can. If you get confused in any way, try to play back. Okay, try to play back and get it. In fact, if you get confused to a certain extent, don't worry about deleting some of the things you did and redoing them. You understand? You know, we are still learning, and you know one thing about programming is if you make one single spelling mistake or just tiny mistake, maybe you miss like something like semicolon or just something tiny, it will not work. Do you understand me? So you have to be cautious, and sometimes as a beginner, finding out that those tiny errors might not be easy for you because you're not yet experienced. You understand me? So if you encounter an issue that you can't solve, you don't mind maybe deleting some of the things you did and redoing them. When you do this, just know that you are helping yourself to learn faster, to improve. Okay, so that's it. So just try to concentrate so much on what I do. Follow everything I'm doing. Everything you see me do in that video, follow it step by step. Very important. That said, now I will quickly go to your CSS. Okay, this is your main page. One observation I made here is that you're supposed to be giving, if you watch my tutorial, you see that I give spaces after each of the CSS style. For example, this one, I should give space. Give it breathing space as in make it look organized, and try to make them all be in aligned order. Let them be aligned. Your code, try to align your code. You understand me? To make it easy to read. Okay, so you see how I aligned these ones now. Makes sense, right? So try to align your code as much as you can. Okay, that's it. Now let's go to, you see this one, it's not aligned at all. Good. Then you give space. Align this one also. Then move this inward a little bit. Even this footer 2 is supposed to have either dot or hash. It depends on whether it is a class or an IG. Always take care of, be conscious of all these, please. Like I told you, like this dot now you missed, it will affect, it will result to the effect, this effect not appearing, okay, not affecting the element. You understand? Make sure that if you're supposed to put dot for class, do that. If you're supposed to put hash for ID, do that. Very important. Dot is for classes, hash is for IDs. Okay, so that's it. Now we're now in the main container. Okay, now you see you gave it flex, okay, and it affected it. That was why, or that is why this sidebar and content they are beside the, I mean, sidebar is by the side of the content. They are sitting side by side because of the flex, right? But the next thing you have to do is that you have to now spread. Let's say maybe what you are worrying about is maybe you want the height. You want to give height to this main container, but you know this 65 pixels you give to it is small. It will not actually give it the kind of height you are looking at. like I told you, I did not watch the video to see exactly the height I gave to it, but you have to give it a bigger height. For example, if you give it, instead of 65, you give it like 650 pixel. You see it now, it will expand it, to expand the height. Watch it now. Do you see that? Do you see that it will expand it? Let me give it like 500. Okay, sorry, 500 or 400 or 450, anyone. Okay, just after going through my video, I believe it will solve a lot of problems for you. Okay, when you start watching my tutorial again, it will make it easy for you. You see that it has expanded. Then the next thing we are going to consider here now is the sidebar. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to give a fixed width to the sidebar. Then I will now extend this content bar. Okay, I will adjust it to fill the entire page. Okay, the remaining page. Okay, the remaining space here. So I'll give the sidebar, I'll give it like 300 pixel. Then it will now, this one will not fill the whole page. Okay, so how do I do that? I have to start the sidebar for you. Okay, let's go there. Let me go to where your sidebar is. Other pages, right? This is where you have sidebar container, right? Now let me style it. So I believe after this you can you understand where the confusion is coming from, and you solve it for yourself. Okay, so let me just adjust the sidebar. Oh, you know it's a class, so you use dot to proceed it. All right, so I will give it width of 300 pixel. Now let's check what we have now. And one more thing you have to also be conscious of is you have to from time to time, when you apply a CSS property to an element, if you are not seeing any effect, try to clear your cache. This is how you do that. Click here, click on setting, click on privacy and security, then click on clear data. That is it. Data is cleared. So that once you clear it, if you refresh your browser, it will not affect whatever effect or CSS you add to the element will affect it. You understand? Now let's refresh and see. Do you see the sidebar has expanded? Now I will now expand this. We'll expand this till the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to content, to that content, main body. Okay, main body. I'll go to main body and add flex to it. Flex, I'll just say flex 1. Sample. It will adjust it to stretch this to the end here. Do you see that? So I believe this is the look we are looking at. You are aiming at achieving. So you've seen how I just did it now. If you do it this way, you get the same result. You understand? Meanwhile, always try to watch my tutorials. Okay, watch my tutorials religiously. Don't jump anything. If you miss anything, go back and rewatch it. Start again, watch it again. Okay, don't rush anything, because you are going through the fundamentals, and if you miss any step in this process, then it will affect you badly when you start coding a full project. Just like this one you're doing now, you are starting a project already. Okay, so that's by the way. Thank you so much. Just go through this. I believe this will give you a hint into the struggle you are going through. Okay, I wish you luck. Thank you so much.